The Shark Deck.
I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. I love this first one. Karen Morgan talked about some of the differences between Generation Z, Millennials, Generation X, and Boomers in her latest stand-up. But some people from Gen Z got kind of ticked off at her. Morgan said, Gen Z doesn't know how to write a check. They don't know how to address an envelope. They don't know how to read cursive. They don't know how to read a paper map. They can't get anywhere unless there's a GPS app on their phone. All I'm saying is if Gen Z takes over the world, it's going to be pretty easy to get it back. All right, not the most clever material, not the most scathing material, but people did not react well. Content creator Maxim Beatty posted a response to Morgan's set that was viewed over 10 million times. Maxim Beatty said, bank transfers and emails are both faster than offline versions, and we're trying to save the turtles by less paper waste. Why are you people laughing? You're our mother. You're supposed to teach us these things. It's your fault we don't know it, and you're laughing at us. Alrighty. Some Gen Zers defended themselves in the comments. One said, probably asked her kids to set up her phone. Ooh, zing. Ooh. Another comment. Can she even open a PDF? Or how about this one? Bro, can she take a screenshot? Whew, you Gen Zers and your hecklers. Wow, ouch. Here's one more. Okay, change the TV from HDMI 1 to HDMI 2. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Yo, Gen Z, relax. These are vicious. Gen Z's not going to do well in roast battle, man. A TikToker named Nicole made her own video saying, boomers don't know how to draft an email or pay their bill online or save a PDF. That's a lot of bold talk coming from somebody who probably still lists typing as a skill on their resume. Hey, we're on LinkedIn. We don't have resumes. Creator Shamar Allian asked, well, do you know how to hunt for your own food or churn butter? Why are you so scared to move on with the times? Are you still making your own food on an open fire outside because you refuse to use a stove? Is it too modern for you? Who needs to know how to balance a checkbook? Boy, Morgan's going to tick everybody off. She says of the silent generation, those born between 1920 and 40, they're scared of the microwave. She took a shot at the boomers, saying they perfected smoking and that everybody's mad at millennials for avocado toast. Her summary, here's all you need to know about Gen X. We don't care. Oh, that's fun. I mentioned recently that I love The Wrath of Khan. Well, a new podcast I'm excited about, except for maybe one part, The Novelizers. It's a new podcast series that tasks comedy writers to write chapters in a novelization of a movie. Season 1 takes on Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Well, that's pretty cool. That's in your wheelhouse, John. Why are you not that excited about it? Andy Richter hosts it, and I mean, going back to, honestly, was it 92 when the late night shuffles happened, and Andy Richter was Conan's sidekick, and Conan kind of took off after Andy left, and then Conan at the Tonight Show and brought Andy back, and that didn't work out, and I don't know. Richter says, The Novelizers is by far the best popular film turned into a novel and then turned into an audio play podcast that I've ever hosted. The Wrath of Khan is a perfect subject for the first season of The Novelizers because it is well-loved, indelibly imprinted on our collective consciousness, and also deeply silly and ripe for comedy. Each episode includes 2 chapters from the movie, with each adapting a key scene, each one written by a different writer. Each chapter has a different narrator. The first is narrated by Christina Chong, who plays a descendant of Khan Noonien Singh on Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Don't start me on that one. I could do 2 hours on my Star Trek podcast that I haven't created yet. Why, that was a terrible idea. The character is fantastic, except the character is Khan's niece for some reason. Look, I already went into the diatribe. You don't care. The second chapter from the first episode, narrated by H. John Benjamin, best known for something called Bob's Burgers. Yeah. All right, so this is part of the Bob's Burgers conspiracy. John, what are you talking about? 2 questions for you, dear listener. First, have you ever actually seen Bob's Burgers? You haven't. Second, have you ever met anyone who's seen Bob's Burgers? You haven't. I know there's merch. I know there's promos. I know you hear Joe Buck talking about it during football games, but have you ever actually watched Bob's Burgers? No. John Benjamin, obviously part of the hoax. And H. John Benjamin, also the star of the really terrible Star Trek short trek, The Trouble with Edward. Again, I might have to start a Star Trek podcast and just go off on this stuff. You don't care. Other narrators, Felicia Day, Wayne Brady, and Patton Oswalt. That's pretty cool. Each episode features fake behind-the-scenes interviews by Kevin Carter, including ones with the Slug Consultant and William Shatner's body double. Season 1, 10 episodes. I think 2 episodes were already available when I grabbed it on my app. Hey, if you're missing Late Night, well, Seth Meyers and John Oliver will tour together. They'll play New York City's Beacon Theater on August 17th. John Oliver's TV show's been off the air since April 30th. Seth Meyers last aired a new episode on May 1st. Starting to see a lot of press for John Early's upcoming special. That'll be out on Max, the former HBO Max, on June 17th. The Cut did a pretty lengthy profile with John Early, saying John is best known from Search Party, which brought him enough stability to buy a house, but not to become a household name, and a bunch of near misses, a Hulu series, which he worked on for years, which came to nothing, a John and Kate Berlant web series, 555, was a weird, wonderful cult hit, but only available on Vimeo. Now here he comes with the full force of HBO behind him, an amplified queer voice amplified. Early said, I've been in the shower and found myself defending the special that hasn't come out. I've completely fabricated tweets of fake people who don't exist, who have problems with certain elements of my special. I've been in a constant dialogue with them. The Cut writes, the imaginary critics will find plenty to debate. The special, now more than ever, leans into a vicious anthropology of millennial mores. Early is, at his best, a comedian of manners, whose particular bugbears are cliché. One being, I don't know how to do my taxes, but I do know how to be a badass. Time and again, Early interrupts himself to break in a song, accompanied by a band and pair of backup singers. Early launches into covers, including Tweet's Oops, Britney Spears' Overprotected, and the Dolly Parton, Linda Ronstadt, Emmylou Harris After the Gold Rush. Early says, this is the first time I kind of funny let myself just be a cabaret artist, which is secretly what I've always wanted to do on some level. I do think the sum total of it is the closest to my actual personality, which is part of why I was so terrified to do this. Now more than ever, on Max, June 17th. Today's Daily Comedy News brought to you by My Post Glow. Told you about this last week. What a great way to remember your high school athlete's athletic journey. So I'll tell you how it all works. But what you're going to do is you're going to make these custom metal prints that helps capture the magic of that time when your kid was playing high school sports. So here's one of the samples. It's called A Dream Come True, the journey to the starting lineup. And you see a young football player holding a football, and there's some copy there and some quotes. One is so proud of Casey of never giving up. Another saying an inspiration to us all. Here's a basketball one with Sarah's buzzer beater victory and a recap of what happened. So what you do is you go to mypostglow.com and they'll ask you a bunch of questions. Then you schedule your free design consultation. You join in a virtual session to customize the article layout, make any desired changes or personalizations. Then you receive a custom keepsake showcasing the full journey of the milestone printed on metal. Comes in either 11 by 14 or 16 by 20. Why metal? Because it's cooler looking. It gives it a little elegance, a little durability. Do you need to frame it, John? No. You know how many posters I have over in the basement that I never bothered to frame? You know how many I'm sitting in the office right now looking at posters I didn't frame? Why? Because I don't know. I don't feel like going to buy a frame. Metal? Awesome. No frame. Create a lasting legacy that can be cherished and passed down through generations. The custom masterpiece serves as a constant reminder of your child's hard work, dedication, and achievements. You get a personalized story, photos, and design included, free gift wrapping and shipping. Each piece meticulously designed and crafted to capture the essence of your child's triumphs. Special offer running on the site right now, mypostglow.com. Take advantage of the limited time offer of 10% off. That offer is good until the 4th of July. These look really fantastic. Pop on over to mypostglow.com. You'll see the examples. You'll be like, oh, okay, John, I get it. Yeah, you're right. I often say to my family, you know, when you get the good times, take a moment and enjoy them. You don't always get the good one. It can be easy to take success for granted. Take the time to celebrate, recognize, remember. mypostglow.com, mypostglow, one word.com. And as I was trying to fill out some podcasts, as it's been a little slow coming out of Memorial Day, I was typing various comedian names into Google, and I went to Sam Kinison, and I found this story from 2013, all right, 10-year-old story. And as you know, nothing ever happened of the Sam Kinison movie starring Josh Gad. What? Yes. This from Deadline back in 2013. Deadline has learned in 2013 that Larry Charles, the filmmaker behind movies such as Borat, has been hired to direct the Sam Kinison feature. Josh Gad from the Book of Mormon, he was going to play Sam Kinison. Yeah. Based on the book by Bill Kinison, Sam's brother, the film was going to be titled Kinison and would begin in the early 80s as Sam broke away from the family business of Pentecostal preaching, moved to Hollywood where he could start his career in stand-up. The success ended up getting to him, and he fell deep into the world of drugs and alcohol. He was able to clean up his act, but his potential-filled career was cut short in 1992 when his car was struck head-on by a drunk driver. Producer David Permit said in a statement 10 years ago, there was nothing conventional about Sam Kinison, neither will be the cinematic interpretation of his life. Larry Charles is the perfect director to bring Rich Wilkie's incredible script to screen, and Josh Gad's tremendous ability to morph into a role will bring great depth to Kinison's larger-than-life persona. I wonder whatever happened to that movie. Can we bring that back? And that's your comedy news for today. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. If you're on YouTube, smash that like button. See you tomorrow.